Hi everyone, Jim here. I just got a new backpacking pot for camping. Let me tell you about it. So before we get into this video, why don't you hit the subscribe button and join my channel. I do product reviews, activities, all sorts of things, so it helps me grow and I really would appreciate it. So if you saw my last video on kayak camping, I mentioned my Snow Peak cook pot and how much I liked it, except for the handles would get hot when I cooked with it. It's kind of a problem when you're trying to boil water, which is pretty much all I do when I'm camping. So I was looking online and I found this Evernew Pasta Pot. It's about the same size as this, but it has silicone handles. So I bought it and let's open it up and see what it looks like. So right off the bat, it's about the same size as the Snow Peak, but definitely it feels like it's lighter. Let's see what it takes. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit lighter, so it probably uses a thinner titanium. So it has a nice lid that is pretty secure. It has a drainage area here, a little vent in the back. And it's got a spout, which this one does not have a spout. So that's kind of cool. The lid comes off, but it is very secure. Now let's see. Yeah, so a gas canister fits inside perfectly, along with my stove. And then the lid goes right back on. Pretty nice pot. The silicone handles I think are going to be really cool. The lid is a little tough to get off. It'll be interesting to see how well that works when it's hot. For what I'm doing, this should be a really good upgrade. I got this pot originally because the jet boil lid would fit on it, and I use this with a French press. But since I've been doing pour over coffee, I don't need that anymore. Actually, having the spout here with the drainage in the lid will allow me to get a much more even pour over my coffee. So this should be a lot better. Let's see what else. It also comes with a nice little carry bag. Actually feels like it might be Dyneema, so, or something similar. I'll be putting it in my cook kit bag anyway, so, but if you want a bag, it does have a bag, so that's pretty cool. I think probably the reason they call it a pasta pot is because it has the spout and the drainage in the lid, but it definitely looks like it'll be a nice upgrade. So I'm going to be going camping this weekend, so I'll be able to try it out, and I'll get back with you and let you know how it works. I just got back from a 3-day kayaking trip on the Pine River in Michigan, so I really got a chance to run this thing through its paces. And it did extremely well. Love the handles. The silicone grips just make this pot perfect. The one thing I did learn was that you really have to be careful lining up the top. It's got a spout on the front, so it doesn't go on easily unless you have it lined up. But it worked really well once I got that figured out. It seals well. The strainer on the front is really cool. I didn't use it much. For pouring over coffee, it was just easier to use the spout without the strainer. And most of the cooking that I do, well, all the cooking that I do is just in, dehydrated meals in bags. So all I need a pot for really is to boil water. If you were going to cook something that was pasta based, where you were going to heat up the water and boil noodles and then need to strain the water off, I think this would be really cool. I don't plan to do that kind of work out in the woods. So for my uses, this thing was awesome. It's really small, it fits in my pack nicely. I'm able to put my stove, my canister, everything in there. Just everything about it really worked well. Love the Snow Peak. I've used this for years. If I were still doing French press coffee brewing, where I use this would still be the better pot because it fits the jet boil lid. The handles on here do feel more sturdy. These are just a little bit kind of janky. They just don't feel quite as solid as the Snow Peak, but the silicone grips makes all the difference in the world. If this pot had silicone grips, this would still be my favorite pot. But from now on, this is the one I'm going to be carrying in my pack. So back to the original video. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my content, hit subscribe. I do activity videos, I do product reviews, how-tos, all sorts of things. So I'd love it if you join my channel. Thank you. Next, we're going to talk about coffee.